email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. It's going to be a great day today. First of all, I want to say congratulations, Tori Lowe and the second annual Truth Community Awards. We had a great time. I want to say thank you to everybody that I saw there. Look, I'm looking at myself on YouTube. Let me sit down so you can see me. Otherwise, and so we had a great time. DJ Brother Z, you missed the music that was going on. We had a great time. Look, I went to go read about the Truth Awards, and this is what it's empty. So there's nothing to read about it because it was great. We had a great time. GKB came together. The Truth team came together. Everybody just did a absolutely masterful thing. Want to check the YouTube chat. RN Kawanda, good evening. How are you? So I was going to try to broadcast live on my phone on LinkedIn and realized I couldn't broadcast on my phone live on LinkedIn, so I was a little bummed. Then I was going to try X, and I had to log. And then every time I tried to do something, and now I guess our next person, Dr. Ken Harris. I'm like, ugh. So my apologies to those of you that I said I was going to be on it. I appreciate it. SE, what's going on? How are you? How was your weekend? Hey, what's up, Willie? All is good. You made it on time. Hey, Lucretia. Look like everybody's starting to roll in on CP time. For those of you non-African American / Black people, CP time is colored people's time. They just kind of roll in. And Dame was talking about that this morning on the morning show. Sometimes people just roll in when they roll in. I'm just saying. So, yep. And the month is rolling out. But before I begin, I have to say, more than anything, happy birthday to my daughter, Lauren. Today is her birthday, so happy birthday. And, so pretty cool. And it's weird because when she talks, and when she ends her sentence, she goes, so, yeah. And I went, where did she get that from? Yeah, anyway. So happy birthday, Lauren, and many, 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 many more. But it's coming to an end. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing my final Dr. Ken's Black History Trivia. And so I think you should make sure you be on the phone, ready and waiting. Thank you, Kwanda. She said, happy birthday to your daughter. So, be on the phone waiting tomorrow because I got them questions. And we've only had one time. So we've done it 3 times. We've only had one time where somebody didn't get the question right the first time. We had to go to the next person and the next question. So y'all making it easy for me. Watch this. Next year, I'm going to come up with 10 questions. Y'all going to blow through all of them in like the first day. So I can't win. I'm going to still come up with about 100 questions, and I'm going to keep going. But, it's coming to a close. Black History Month is coming to a close. It's the 23rd of the month, and now we're getting closer and closer. And, But I think the question about Black History Month is not what we celebrated or commemorated. So if your focus was joy and pride, right, then you celebrated Black History Month. But if your focus was remembrance and sacrifice and history, we commemorated it. But I think around all this, whether you celebrate it or commemorate it, what question are we, like what are we going to build? For the last 22 days, we have posted quotes and speeches. The Reverend Jesse Jackson passed away. We commemorated that and, the sacrifices that he made. We highlighted inventors and we did, history. We did, we talked about activists and soldiers and educators and, names like Katherine Johnson and NASA. And we did trivia, right? And all of that's good. But if Black history only lives in February, we reduced the legacy to a calendar date. You know what I'm saying? Black history was never meant to be admired. It wasn't. Personally, I don't think we should celebrate. What I think we should do with Black history is continue it. Our ancestors, and I've said it before, didn't endure slavery, Jim Crow, redlining, segregation, exclusion, all that, so we could repost pictures of them with a hashtag. They actually built their families, their culture, their buildings, their monuments, their institutions under pressure, under constraints. And they did it without permission. So as we come to a close of this month, here's the real question. What are you building that your grandchildren will call history? Not what they'll remember, not the moments. What are you building? What are you constructing? Let me give you 3 things, 3 takeaways, not suggestions. These are requirements. I'm telling you to do this. Number 1, document your story. If you don't tell your story, and I'm telling you things I've already said, if you don't tell your story, someone else is going to distort it. Black history will not survive because it was convenient. It survived because somebody, Carter G. Woodson, wrote it down, recorded it, and preserved it. I know you think your life is not important, but I think you need to start documenting your life. I have. Record your grandmother's voice, record lessons that your father taught you, keep your own journal, teach your children. You ready for this? The names of the people in your family. Ray is not his name, it's Richard. Really? Don't wait for a museum to validate your bloodline or get a street named after you. February should remind you to preserve the record. Number 2, build something that outlives you. You know, I've been talking about legacy the entire time. Black history ain't just about marches and protests. It's business, schools, churches, fraternities, sororities, media, land ownership, institutions. And the most powerful form of protest, you ready, is making it permanent. Own something, start something, join something, but when you join it, strengthen it. Create an endowment, buy some property, fund a scholarship. Our ancestors were denied access to the very things we couldn't go to, like colleges, universities, but they still built. Today, you have more access than they ever did and would ever have, and you have no excuse. What is your excuse, by the way? If your life leaves no structure behind, then you consume history instead of contributing to it. Did you leave something? A book, writings, poetry, something? Stop celebrating builders and become one. And then number 3. This will probably start the fight. Raise the standard in your house. Before you talk about how the system let you down and politics is letting you down and policies are keeping you down and all that, they're important. But ask yourself this, is your house disciplined? Is your home disciplined? Do your children know how to read and read? Do they know how to speak in a room where the people in the room are more powerful than they are, but yet they still hold their own? Do they understand money? Do they understand faith? Do they understand really just self-respect? Because I'm going to tell you, Black excellence does not begin in government. It begins at home. And all these folks out in the street acting a fool, it's not a reflection of the Black race. It's a reflection of your home. Now, we can't demand that the world respect what we refuse to cultivate at home. Black history is not about oppression. It's about expectation. Our elders expected greatness from their children. That's us. The world accepts failure. They do not. They expect doctors, and they built them. They expect engineers, and they built them. Teachers, police officers, firefighters, entrepreneurs, leaders. The solution is you need to raise the bar in your own house. Black History Month shouldn't make you emotional. Oh my God, we got to celebrate Black history and all the people. It should make you accountable. See, you have to leave something behind. You have to leave a legacy. You have to leave writing or a book or poetry or something that people can look and know that you were here. Because one day your name will be spoken of with pride or not spoken at all. Think about the people in your families, the ones that you loved the most that died. When was the last time you even said their name? When was the last time you ever thought about them? Now, I know that's a mechanism that human beings need in order for them to survive and move forward in life. But if you have that thing that you can hold, that's tangible, that's built, that's powerful. History only remembers contributors. They don't remember consumers. And so as we come to a close, it's only three things you need to do. Document your story, build something permanent, and raise the standard at your home. And if you do that consistently, and that's what I'm saying, not for 28 days, but 365 actual days, we actually won't need a month to celebrate us. What you do in your life will become evidence.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth. On Wednesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers wrap up their regular season schedule as they host conference foe, the Youngstown State Penguins, at Milwaukee Panthers Arena.
20 to shoot. Elam will. No on the three. To the top. Ricochet. Dorceus. He'll take the three, and he'll bury it.
Scott Warris has the coverage Wednesday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
At Versity on King, we believe taking care of our community starts right here, together. Every day, neighbors step up to donate blood, helping save lives in Milwaukee and beyond. But Versity on King is more than a donor center. It's a place for health education, community connection, and support, especially for families facing conditions like sickle cell disease. When you donate blood, you're not just giving. You're showing up for your community. Visit versity.org/VersityOnKing to learn more or schedule your donation today. Versity on King, rooted in community, powered by hope.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. The award-winning 1017 The Truth proudly celebrates Black excellence and the most monumental moments in our history. All month long, we're honoring the voices, the stories, and the achievements that have shaped our past, empowered our present, and continues to inspire our future. Tune in tomorrow. Last chance between 4 and 6 for Dr. Ken's Black History Month trivia, spotlighting powerful facts. Yeah, that's me. At moments you need to know. You got to bring your brain. And Tori Lowe's Our Voices, Our Stories, amplifying youth perspectives and lived experiences that define who we are. Tune in all month, all week long, as 1017 The Truth lifts up the legacy, the brilliance, and the power of Black history, because Black history isn't just history. I just said it. It's happening every day, 365 days a year. 1017 The Truth celebration of Black History Month is proudly sponsored by Educators Credit Union, My Credit Union, and Tayback Law. 833-212-1017 is the number. If you attended the Truth Community Awards, give me a buzz. Tell me what you thought about it. Tell me what you think. I'm just saying. Tell me what you thought about it. Tell me what you think. 833-212-1017 is the number. 19 minutes after the hour, it is 26 degrees. Feels like 17. It feels like 7. I ain't gonna lie. It feels like 7. The low tonight is 17. So I guess we got to contend with all those things that are going on. So it looks like a lot of grocery stores are leaving Milwaukee at an alarming rate. There's a story at JS Online. Fresh food is quickly disappearing for tens of thousands of residents as stores close across the city. Major retailers behind closures sometimes offer little or no notice before closing the doors. The losses in some of these resources have not affected Milwaukeeans equally. And so UWM did a study, found predominantly white areas have more than 3 times the number of supermarkets when compared to predominantly black areas, and more than 2 times the number of supermarkets when compared to predominantly Hispanic. So why is that? Why is that? I want to know why that is. Interesting. 833-212-1017 is the number. Dimitri, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hey, Dr. Ken, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good so far, blessed. I just wanted to chime in, and you mentioned, or you talk about Black history, and you mentioned some very vital, important things about it, aspects about it. I personally feel that, you know, we need to do our own. We need to get our own and just move forward. You know, just develop our own.
But I don't know what that means. What do you mean, get our own?
Like our own businesses, our own like economic base. And I know you've heard that numerous times. But to me, I said this before, and I'll say it again, Black history is just too diluted and sanitized. It should be a year-round thing, not just in February. And like I said, we need you just made so many good points concerning it, you know.
But that's a great saying, but what do you actually mean when you say we need to celebrate it 365 years? Do we need to celebrate it, commemorate it? Do we need to create something new? What?
Like, not so much, well, celebrate. It's nothing wrong with celebrating, but come up with something new ideas or something. You know, I'll give you an example. Like every Black History Month, they talk about Martin Luther King and Lewis Lattimore and George Washington Carver, which is fine. You know, I mean, they were talking about those great men.
Right.
So I think that we need to just like take it a step, you know, further.
But what does that look like, taking it a step further? If Black History Month went a step further, what would it look like?
Us owning our own as far as like businesses, schools.
But we already own our own businesses. Right?
Right. That's true. Abolishing or getting rid of the self-hate that we have for each other.
What makes you think we have self-hate?
I think it's the way we interact, the way we come into when we come into contact with each other.
Okay.
I'm talking more or less from like, personal experience where I get mean mugged or be like, ugh, or something. And why they do that, I don't know. But
well, you have an idea why.
I said they haven't been taught to love themselves and have respect for themselves. There's no self-respect, no group respect.
So how do you know that? How do you know that?
The way, okay, I'll give you another example.
No, don't give me an example. Answer my question. How do you know that the reason why they reacted the way they reacted is because they don't have any self-respect? And so that's that pause is my issue. So we go through life and we look at other people and we judge them based on our experiences. And when they don't do what we think they should do, then there's something wrong with them. You're misreading them totally. You have no idea why they did what they did. You have no idea why they, mean mugged you or didn't speak to you.
I disagree.
Right? Well,
how
could you possibly know? You didn't talk to them.
How could
you
you
didn't
know
say
that it's
anything.
not, though?
You're not listening. You didn't talk to them. Okay. You didn't say anything. Would you want somebody to say that about you? That I looked at him and the way he looked at me, he must hate himself. How would you even know that?
How would you know that he don't hate himself?
That's not an answer. That's not an answer. You're judging. You're judging people based on your criteria, and if you were them, that's what you would do.
It's not my criteria, but
no, you're the only one I'm talking to.
They don't do the right. Well, I'll leave that.
You can't. Best thing one of the best comments somebody ever told me is you can't transfer your values to somebody else. So don't expect other people to react the way you think they should react, and then when they don't, think that's the reason why. You have no idea. You have no evidence. You have no information. They just did what they did.
But the thing is, we mentioned transferring values, how we transfer values.
That's family.
That's family. We let people of other races transfer their values to us as a people.
Well, we had to choose them because we wanted to work in their world. So we had to code switch.
Code switch, yeah, for survival.
Right. So there's a reason. There's a very clear reason for that.
I'm just saying, to me, it's more psychological, more mental. It's just so much. I mean, Black history it ain't what it used to be,
Well, what did it used to be?
The way it was. Nothing what it is now.
That's not an answer. See, exactly. It's too superficial.
But it wasn't, though.
What does that mean? It means nothing because you're not giving me anything. It's not the same.
Okay,
well, then how was it if it wasn't the same? Or better yet, what is Black History Month supposed to be?
Supposed to be about having pride, honor.
Okay.
I think pride, honor,
and how do you suggest I show that?
By how we interact with each other.
No.
That's one way.
Okay, so how do you show it?
I show it by strengthening my mind, by reading, studying, and, just catching up on things because, we don't know. There's not a person that knows everything. Catching up on stuff that I didn't even know, I didn't even realize was there. I did historical facts.
Okay.
That I knew nothing about.
Okay.
I think.
So what can you do with that?
Well, passing down to not only, I'm not going to hoard it for myself, but if I had like kids or grandkids, I'd pass that knowledge and wisdom down to them.
Do you have kids and grandkids?
No, not yet.
Okay, so who can you pass it to? You can mentor in a school. You can mentor with an organization. So
exactly, and just because I don't have kids or grandkids don't mean that it can't be passed down to other kids.
Right.
Yeah. So go to schools, like you said, mentor. It's very important. It's vital, especially in our community, at schools, at other places of learning. Starters. I mean, you have to start somewhere, you know.
But that's an individual thing. I think part of our issue as black people, and yes, I'm speaking for all black people from my lens, we expect everybody else or tell everybody else this is what black is. And I have a problem with that.
So what do you think black is?
Well, I think black is what you make it. There's a standard definition of black. There's a standard definition of African American, having heritage from Africa through slavery, right? And then those whose melanin is beyond a certain shade, or they are considered black. It was race is man-made anyway, so it causes a bit of a stigma because it was only created to make us less than.
Right.
But now we've embraced it and hold it up as this great thing, which it is. So then there needs to be a standardized, this is what it means to be black. If you go to most places, let me think of a good example. If you're Jewish, there are certain things you need to understand about Judaism if you're going to practice it, if you're going to worship God, blah, blah, blah. You got to go through all these things, and then you are. There's nothing in the black community that says if you're going to be black, you do this. We have rites of passage, but not everybody does rites of passage. Me personally, I think every black person who let me phrase this right, who carries themselves as black, who identifies as black, should go through the African rites of passage so that they understand and know, and there's a commonality between everybody, male and female, bond and free, old and young, doesn't matter. They know it.
So you're saying maybe take a voyage to Africa?
No.
Perhaps?
No. They teach the Ashintu African rites of passage right here in Milwaukee. I think every 18-year-old male and female should go through that. If you're an adult already, they should have an adult class for you to go through, so that everybody's on the same page about heritage. Everybody has the same understanding. Everybody uses the same words, the same language, the same everything. That's just me. I'm just one guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, you got to start somewhere, and that'd be one better way to start than the African rites of passage.
All right.
For child and adult alike. Yep. A lot of adults they could use it too.
And that way you'll know who you are. You'll know what your name is. You'll know all those things. So, all right. Well, thank you much, Dimitri. I appreciate it.
All right, that was a good exchange, good conversation. Nice talking to you.
All right, take care. 833-212-1017 is number. My producer gonna scream at me, but Winky Blue, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Hey, good afternoon to you, Dr. Ken. You posed a good question, but I got to tell you something. That Black history is going to be history. This Black History Month is going to be, finally, it's going to be history after a while. I'm looking at other ethnic groups that are coming in that are screaming the same thing that we've been screaming, and they even running commercials that they are the backbone of America. They built this country, and they've been here, and they ain't going nowhere. And they've already achieved a history day, a history month. And Woodson, ours is 100 years, and they've established one, I think, in the last maybe 4 or 5 years. And I'll refer to the Hispanics. I think
they've had Hispanic Heritage Month for quite a while.
What? How long? 4 years? 5 years? In America?
I think it's been longer than that.
No, well, it ain't been more than 5 or 10 years. It ain't been more than 5 years. Maybe 5. Maybe 5. I'll give it maybe 5. And they're moving at a rapid speed here. And guess what? History is no good if there's no focus on the future. So we can talk about, all we do is keep reliving, keep scratching.
That is correct.
The same. We keep scratching the scab off of a wound that could really heal, but we scratch it and it starts itching, and we scratch it and it starts bleeding again every year. It just starts bleeding all over again. And one thing about it is that we as black people have made it the civil rights movement of peace and suffering with loud, boisterous, militant activity. And that's one reason why we stalled out, because everybody's tough now. Everybody talking that tough talk. People that normally wouldn't say anything are now voicing their opinion in a very negative way, and it's causing things to happen in our houses. I just wanted to say that, man, that Black History Month will sooner or later become just history. And we'll be saying we had a Black History Month, because there are other people that see the gold here in America, and they not screaming and they not hollering. They just going about digging it and getting the hue out of the ground. Why doesn't white folk got White History Month? Why don't the Arabs have Arab if they do this?
Because they celebrate their ethnicity. We don't know our ethnicity in many cases. Many of us haven't done the DNA and understand what tribe we come from. They have Columbus Day for Italians. They have St. Patrick's Day for Irish. So they celebrate their ethnicity.
Yes, correct.
We don't know our ethnicity. Does it matter? Why does it matter? And why do we constantly compare ourselves to white people? Like, what is that?
Well, I'll tell you what our ethnicity is. We're Americans.
No, I happen to be an American, and I live here. And yes, I'm American, but I am also, and my family's from Beninois. So
How do you know they're from Beninois?
Because that's where my grandfather was from. Is that okay with you?
Okay, that's where your grandfather. Right. I'm blessed that you are able to go back and at least know.
But
that
anybody
much.
can.
But how many people?
Get your DNA checked, find out where you're from, literally, because there's lineage there. Talk to people in your family. I'm not gonna. Nobody else gave up their Irish heritage, their Italian heritage. None of it. Norwegian. None of them gave it. I can still be American and be Black and African at the same time. They can actually coexist.
I agree with you.
But when you say I'm American, all of the American values, many of them are antithetical to my culture, to my ethnicity. They've not been kind to my ethnicity.
If you go back that far, would you be able to survive that now? You wouldn't go.
That is completely and totally irrelevant. That's a ridiculous question, because I'm not in the past, I'm today. And you yourself just said, you yourself just said, don't look in the past and history. Right. So then let's not. I'm looking at my today.
If you start doing the genealogy thing, if you do the genealogy thing,
so what fear do you have of being Black in America and or looking into your history? Are you ashamed of it or something?
Brother, I'm Black in America.
So then why are you talking about being American?
Because of the simple fact, what it does is it stalls a group of people that don't have the mindset. Or see, listen, man.
Then teach the mindset.
The mindset.
Then teach the mindset.
Teach the mindset to an old man.
Yes.
Or an old lady.
So you're saying they can't change?
Children.
So you're saying they can't change?
No, what I am saying is that I'm not here to teach old dogs new tricks. I teach young pit bulls.
Okay.
I teach young pit bulls how to grab and snatch and hold. I'm not interested in teaching old dogs.
All right. Well, we'll do it for you. How's that?
That's a blessing, man. All right. Good having the dialogue. Thank you.
All right. And now with 101.7 The Truth traffic, here's Debbie Lazica.
Southbound on 43, backing up from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high rise. Westbound 94, backing up from just about 20th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. You're back on the brakes just west of the Zoo Interchange all the way into Waukesha County. By the time you hit Elm Grove Road, though, it opens right up. We've got the eastbound side slowing down just a bit from 76th Street all the way past 68th. And then on the bypass, westbound, you're looking at delays from 27th Street all the way to about 68th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 19. Tomorrow, a chance for afternoon light snow, a high of 38. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, Joe, working again? Retirement was boring, huh?
Not boring. Expensive. Food, medicine, rent. Social Security just isn't enough.
I know, and that's why I used benefitscheckup.org. It connected me to an extra $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month?
Benefitscheckup.org is a free service from the National Council on Aging.
Free? I'm going to benefitscheckup.org today.
He's the voice for the people and the community's connection to change.
Sometimes justice looks different to me. Do you want them in jail for murdering Corey Stingley? Yes, you do. Do you want them to go to trial for what they did and go through that process? Hey, you know. But at the end of the day, the men that took Corey Stingley's life, something happened to where they have to accept the fact that they did that and that they have to be labeled a murderer for a certain length of time and when it was nothing, I think that was a huge thing that happened when you had to climb mountains to get to this point. 13 years?
The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Live on YouTube and right here on 101.7 The Truth.
You served behind the desk.
You served in combat.
You did 4 years and got out.
You were drafted.
You gave 20 years.
You gave exactly what your country needed.
And so did you.
When you raised your hand and swore an oath to your country, when you put your name on a dotted line, you became part of only 1% of Americans who did the same. You are a veteran.
You are a veteran.
You are a veteran. Because no matter when, where, or how you served, you made a sacrifice for your country, and you deserve support.
If you're struggling with life after service, don't wait. Reach out.
Reach out to a loved one, to a fellow veteran, to VA.
Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Bucks got beat bad against the Toronto Raptors at home yesterday, 122-94. Doc Rivers after the game.
We got manhandled, bottom line. We just did. Probably have said that one other time this year, but I thought their physicality completely took us out of the game.
They're back at it tomorrow against the Miami Heat at the Pfizer at 7. Brewers went 0-2 this weekend in spring training against the Guardians and White Sox. They're back at it again against the Padres today. In college hoops, UW-Madison beat their rivals, the Iowa Hawkeyes, 84-71. They play Oregon next on Wednesday at 10 p.m. Marquette is in Georgetown on Tuesday with tip-off at 6. UWM lost to the Oakland Grizzlies 81-70.
Bounce it for Kone inside. He's held. He shoots. He scores and won.
Their final game of the season is on Wednesday against Youngstown State. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Sincere Ronnie Ray Real, this guy. LT say we tell other black people what black is. He said, no, maybe it stalls you. Okay. All right. Okay, they're getting into their own little beef. 833-212-1017 is the number. For the record, Hispanic Heritage Month began as a week-long celebration in 1968 under President Lyndon Baines Johnson to honor the contributions of Hispanic Americans. It was expanded to a full 30-day period, September 15th through October 15th, by President Ronald Reagan on August 17th, 1988, officially starting as a month-long event that same year. I'm just saying. It also coincides, September 15th, with the independence anniversaries of Costa Rica, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, and it includes Mexico's independence on September 16th and Chile's independence on September 18th. So, there's a reason for it, just like Black History Month. Abraham Lincoln and Carter G. Woodson were both born in that month or something like that. Yeah. Were those the two names I gave last week? I know it was Lincoln and, yeah. I was just talking to a class today about people being judgmental and judging people for, it's just weird. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Hey, it's Dr. Ken Harris, and I'm a member of Educators Credit Union, where your money is powered by purpose. Educators Credit Union community advocates. They're driven to uplift the community in Milwaukee with donations and local organizations such as Milwaukee Tool Library and sponsorships of events large and small that take place right here in our backyard. Make the switch, just like I did, to ECU.com. That's Educators Credit Union. ECU.com, insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility is required. Mary, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Yes. What's your rite of passage that you were talking about? What is that? You said that all black people should take it?
Yes, the Ashantu Rites of Passage. I will have one of the instructors on the show in March, and we'll discuss it, and we'll talk about it, because I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and we do the rites of passage in our Alpha Botillion, and one of Dr. Mensa went to Ghana and created, and I might have the country wrong, but went to Africa and created and brought the Ashantu Rites of Passage from there to here, and we've been doing the Botillion for over 30 years. Almost 35, 40 years. And every year we take a group of boys through the rites of passage. And
well, I'm not a boy.
No, that's because we're a fraternity, but women go through the rites of passage as well.
Really?
Yes,
How much does it cost?
I don't know. I will have that person come on the show, and we'll discuss it and talk about it, and we'll go from there.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It's a big week for Milwaukee College Prep. MCP is a high-performing nonprofit charter network serving more than 2,000 black and brown scholars from K-3 through 8th grade right here in Milwaukee. And the results speak for themselves. MCP scholars are outpacing MPS average in math, ELA growth, attendance, and closing achievement gaps. This Giving Tuesday, keep the momentum going by doing your part by donating to MCP at mkeprep.com/givingtuesday 2025. That's mkeprep.com/givingtuesday 2025.
At Grunberg Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Grunberg Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
It's Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I was just texting somebody who does the rites of passage and say, hey, I need you on the show in March to talk about the rites of passage. So 833-212-1017 is the number. Curly Q say, why would we get mad about another group celebrating their heritage? Demetri said, nobody's being judgmental, Dr. Ken. At least I'm not. Maybe you should take a look at yourself as far as being judgmental. In terms of what? Well, first of all, when I said that, Demetri, I wasn't talking about you. But anyway, I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't talking about our conversation. When I talk about that, I mean, in terms, nobody's being. It's okay. Wait, time out. It's okay to be judgmental. You can have an opinion and believe something or think something, and it's yours. Don't be take a look at myself as far as being judgmental. Absolutely, I'm judgmental, most definitely. I'm judgmental. There are certain things I don't let come within my sphere because I don't like it, and that's it. I have no problem with that. And some people will call it judgmental. I'll call it judgmental. It's just how we are. Yeah. Curly Q said, that's funny. You said you're having the person on in March and you haven't asked them. I love it. Well, that's because I know the person and we're good friends. And so, yeah, Come on now. You're not in my fraternity. Go somewhere. But I think it's something that the more you understand yourself and the more you understand your heritage, the more you understand your culture. You know, me learning about my grandfather and great-grandfather taught me a lot when I figured out, that's why that's the way it is. That's why that's that. That's why we're susceptible to this and not that. That's why we have strength in this area and not that. Got it. But the more you know about yourself, the more you're aware of yourself, not just aware, but actually know, the better you can move. The better you can do what Winky was talking about, creating that space where you build a future. And he was right about some of us stay stuck in the past. Like we're still living in the 1970s. We've gone beyond that. Are we where we should be? I say no. But I think we're doing significantly better than the way we're portrayed in our own community. If we only portray ourselves and look at ourselves by the least of us, then it will always look like none of us have anything. And that's just weird to me. I fought too hard, went to school too long, lost a lot of sleep, raising children and being with spouse and doing all this stuff so that I can win. And then when you look at me, I'm going to be bothered that when you look at me, all you see is somebody poor or somebody homeless or somebody, I'm tired of being told, well, you can't say homeless anymore. It's unhoused. I'm not saying that. I'm saying homeless. I'm not going to say unlived themselves. That doesn't sound right to me. That doesn't sound right. You committed suicide. And I think what's happening is that we've softened so many things in culture that honestly, I don't think young people today could grow up in the 70s. They would have gave up. And got to say it, some of boomers and Gen X did a poor job equipping their children with fight and resilience and letting them see the trouble and working your way through the trouble and letting them think, wow, if you did it, I can do it. That's all I'm saying. We don't do that anymore. And it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. There is nothing under the sun that we can't do. Somebody can't do. And if you keep looking at yourself as negative, then it'll be negative. But if you think you can do it, you can. It's that old saying, if you think you can or if you think you can't, you're right. Top 5 at 5 up next.
This Black History Month, 1017 The Truth, opening up the mic to Milwaukee's youth. Young boys and girls sharing what Black history means to them in their own words. I'll be reading and sharing your submissions with the 1017 The Truth audience all month long. Our voices, our stories. If you know a young person with something to say, share their message on social media, tag at ToryLow_King or 1017 The Truth. Let's amplify their stories together.
In 1987, the Bucks took on the world and changed basketball forever.
At stake, basketball supremacy in the United States.
Bucks versus the World, narrated by Charlie Behrens, is the new season of Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. It's the untold story of the 1987 McDonald's Open, when the Bucks became the first NBA team to face the Soviet Union. Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It's time to plan for kindergarten. Will your child turn 3, 4, or 5 by September 1st? Learn about kindergarten programs and enroll now. Explore schools across the city that offer traditional kindergarten, Montessori, and more. MPS students enjoy art, music, physical education, along with reading, writing, math, and science. Find out about bus transportation and before and after school care. Enroll for fall 2026 by March 2nd. Get the details at mpsmke.com/enroll.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too. And that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Want to protect our planet? The air we breathe, water we drink, and land we share? Real progress begins with birds. Yes, birds. The very ones we see and hear every day. On a walk, in the park, or simply out the window. That's because birds are more than birds. They're symbols, sentinels that reveal the health of our planet and our people. And by helping them thrive, all of us thrive as well. Audubon is a place where birds matter, where habitats are protected, where communities are engaged, and where change takes flight. Because at Audubon, hope begins with birds. Progress begins with birds. It all begins with birds. Audubon.
Join the movement. Listen to the Tori Lowe Show on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, the locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 2 minutes after the hour, 24 degrees. It's fair outside. Feels like 15. Low tonight is 17. The high today was 28. So, yeah. What's the 10-day look like? Do I really want to look at it? I probably don't, but I'm going to look anyway because I'm Tuesday, cloudy. High of 36. Wednesday, 28. Thursday, 36. Friday, 52 degrees. So, and then we drop back down to 35 and 26 and so on and shooby-dooby-doo. So, yeah, not looking forward to that. Let me double check my talk and text line because, y'all was getting kind of rowdy up in there and I got to check y'all, see what y'all doing. Curly Q said that quote is attributed to Henry Ford, and I love it. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. Me personally, Henry Ford is not one of my favorite people. He was probably one of the most, in terms of what the word actually meant, not how we throw it around today, he was one of the most anti-Semitic people I've ever seen in my life. Not to say he couldn't do some great things, but, you know, he had that character flaw. LT said, have some softened things so much that, or have some things softened so much that adversity is something they can't handle, some can't handle. That's true. I was tough to punch the bully in the face. Now adults use the term bully instead of someone that's rude or disagreeing. Curly Q said, I didn't say I like the man, but I do like the quote. Okay, I know. I'm just giving context. Ooh, see how we misread? And I'm talking about me saying what she said. See how we can misread something and get all upset about something that she said when she was just correcting it? We have to give each other grace. We really do. We got to give each other grace because it's we blow up at stuff that we don't need to be blowing up at because everybody's so sensitive. Unlived. Ridiculous. I don't. We keep changing words because of politics. It just doesn't make any sense to me. None, and none. So, I don't know. 833-212-1017 is the number.
Number 5.
I think I'm going to just ask DJ Brother Z. Did you hear about Mexico today?
Yeah.
So when next time you go to Mexico?
Next week.
Really?
No.
I know. You know why? A flight from Puerto Vallarta landed at Milwaukee Mitchell International Field after violence in Mexico prompted cancellations and shelter-in-place advisories yesterday. According to the Mexican Defense Ministry, the Mexican Army killed Nemesio Cervantes, known as El Mencho, during a military raid. Officials said he was injured in the operation and died while being flown to Mexico City. The unrest led to canceled flights to Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara. The U.S. government urged Americans to shelter in place in parts of Jalisco, including the popular beach destination. A flight from Puerto Vallarta landed in Milwaukee just hours after the violence. Passengers on board said they were forced to come back. Patty Beck of Rochester said when they landed in Mexico, they saw smoke and people running from the airport onto the tarmac. She captured videos and photos and described the situation as scary. Beck said they waited about 90 minutes at the tarmac before they were able to take off again and return safely to Milwaukee. Beck said all of a sudden people in mass started running out of the building, running as far away from the building as they could get. Pilot came on and said the building is being evacuated and shut down. We pretty much sat there waiting, and everybody is like, what's going on? She said she's grateful to be safe. Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport referred Fox 6 News to the airline, Global X, a charter carrier, and Beck said the airline and its staff were great throughout the ordeal. Well, watch this. You didn't go anywhere but on a plane ride. Hey, we're going to go here, we're going to land, then we're going to turn around and come back. The question is, you going to get your money back? Because you just paid to go to a country that right now might be in the middle of civil war, and it might be unsafe. But speaking of safety and security and all that stuff.
Number 4.
This from today.marquette.edu, the Center for Peacemaking will host a Know Your Rights and Personal Security workshop tomorrow. Tuesday, February 24th from 4 to 5 p.m. at Marquette Hall 100. That's in Marquette Hall 100 on the Marquette University campus. A guest speaker will share information about your rights as an individual in various settings, and a Center for Peacemaking representative will share tips on physical and digital security. If you go there, you can find the site to register online, and if you want guidance on these tips or anything else, you can just click their site there. Right?
Number 3.
Well, speaking of safety, police departments better be careful, especially Milwaukee. An effort to limit the Milwaukee Common Council's ability to shape police and fire department policy passed in the Assembly last Thursday in the form of an amendment to a completely unrelated bill. If the measure becomes law, the council would need a unanimous vote before suspending or modifying police or fire department policy. I think that is the most idiotic thing I've ever heard. And the amendment was offered by Representative Bob Donovan, Republican of Greenfield, last Thursday as lawmakers undertook a lengthy Assembly floor session voting on legislation. Although the amendment falls in line with past Republican moves to weaken the control local government has over law enforcement, it was attached to a bill completely unrelated to the issue. Donovan's amendment was attached to a Republican bill framed as a granting parents and guardians more access to medical records of minor children. The bill, among other things, would eliminate the ability for children who are at least 14 years old to contest release of their mental health records and the results of HIV testing to their parents or guardians. The fact that a child can't give it to their parent and you give a child power like that is just ridiculous to me. But anyway, nothing about the bill Donovan attached his amendment to even involves Common Council setting policies for fire and police departments. Yet this sort of maneuver is, of course, not unheard of in the lead up to the Assembly floor vote on Thursday. Republican lawmakers also amended a bill regarding hunting sandhill cranes. To include provisions covering wake boat regulations. How do those even go together? Another bill designed to provide additional court support statewide was amended to selectively remove additional public defenders from the Milwaukee County. See, that's the idiot things that I'm sorry. And I've known Bob Donovan for a good number of years. This is dumb. It goes on to say it's not the first time Republicans worked to disrupt the ability of officials in Milwaukee to oversee the Milwaukee Police Department. In 2023, after failing to pass bills backed by the Milwaukee Police Association aimed at preventing the city from ever reducing its police force and forcing MPS to readopt school resource officers and eliminating the policy-setting power over MPD that the Fire and Police Commission had enjoyed for decades, Republican leaders attached those same provisions to a shared revenue deal, which Milwaukee County needed in order to avoid a fiscal catastrophe. And I don't think the local Fire and Police Commission should lose the power they have over their own Fire and Police Commission. This is an idiotic bill. And you should call your lawmaker and say, if you vote for this bill, we're finding somebody to run against you, because that makes you an idiot.
Number 2.
From Fox6now.com, 2 people were shot in 2 separate shootings this morning. Here's what we know. According to the Milwaukee Police Department, just before 12:30 a.m., a 25-year-old man was in their vehicle when they were shot at. Victim went to the hospital for non-fatal injuries. Police are looking for whoever was involved. And then on 8th and Washington, about 7:30 this morning, 2 people got into an argument that stemmed from a vehicle crash. And when the suspect fired shots at the victim and subsequently striking the victim, the 17-year-old was taken to the hospital for non-fatal injuries. The suspect, a 20-year-old man, was arrested and criminal charges will be referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. That's why if I get into a fight or if I get into a crash, whatever they want, fine. Like, I'm just not fighting for it. I'm not doing any of that. That just makes no sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. Well, whether you think it makes sense or no sense, we're one step closer to ICE outlet legislation. I can't talk today. Have you noticed that? Like,
Number 1.
From MilwaukeeRecord.com, the first piece of so-called ICE Out Milwaukee legislative package began its journey through City Hall today. The item, a substitute resolution relating to law enforcement and constitutional rights, was approved by the Common Council's Judiciary and Legislative Committee. The item will now move to Public Safety and Health Committee, which is scheduled to meet March 12th. If approved there, the item would need final approval from the full Common Council and Mayor Cavalier Johnson, something I hope they don't do. Resolution co-sponsor Alderman Alex Brower introduced the item today, describing it as a call for constitutional rights to be protected here in the city of Milwaukee and for our police department and everybody else to work to protect our constitutional rights. What does that even mean? Brower said, given what's going on in other cities right now, because, we always adjust what we're doing based on what somebody else does. Common problem with Milwaukee. ICE is coming into other cities and completely violating not just protests, but all sorts of constitutional rights of individuals that they are either abducting or otherwise. Now, those are words he uses which are untrue in some instances, and in some instances it is what they're doing. But to make a blanket sweeping statement like that, I think is really disingenuous. The purpose behind this resolution is to declare our position that we stand in opposition to that and call on everyone who can do something about it to do it, including our police. The police can't do anything about it. They can't. What are you even talking about? Well, the resolution calls for the police department to protect rights of community members when they engage in constitutionally protected speech and assembly, and intervene to protect community members if anyone, including other law enforcement agency personnel, attempts to abridge the public's constitutional rights. Here is how stupid this is. And the resolution is co-sponsored by Marina Dmitrievich, Jocasta Zamaripa, Jose Perez, and Charlene Moore. Alderman Bob Bauman added himself as a co-sponsor at Monday's meeting. This is how stupid this is. So you're telling me that a federal law enforcement officer is going to be in Milwaukee, and you think they're doing something wrong, and you think you are going to intervene in a federal law enforcement officer taking somebody else into custody. It's against the law for anybody to do that. That cop will find themselves in federal lockup. Bruh. You are setting up a civil war between federal, city, state, and county law enforcement. You are an idiot if you wrote this, co-signed this, or support this. There are many, many other ways you can do this. But when you tell the law enforcement agency to intervene on another law enforcement officer, you're saying, watch this, you're talking about two guys with long guns, AR-15s, taking somebody into custody, and you are going to intervene? You're an idiot if you do that. You are going to cause bloodshed between law enforcement officers. Now, let me flip that over. Milwaukee police officers are not going to do that. They're not. A law enforcement officer is not going to intercede in another officer taking somebody into custody when you don't know why they're taking them into custody. You don't know whether that person is a citizen or not. And it's not your job because you can't enforce federal law. Does that even sound right? That's got to be the dumbest thing I've heard in my time. I thought this Common Council was dumb, but now they proved it. No, I'm not going to bash everybody on the Common Council. It's just, who was that again? Let me say those names again. Bob Bauman, Charlene Moore, Jose Perez, Common Council President, Jocasta Zamaripa, and Marina Dmitrievich. Says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we find 5 people to run against them? Because this has got to be the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. If you think you're going to send local law enforcement to intercede with federal cops and their backup are federal troops, you may as well quit your job now.
Are you out of your damn mind?
Join me every Friday at 11 a.m. for the Milwaukee Experience with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. We're a city that knows how to celebrate, where the calendar is packed with festivals, the plates are piled high with flavor, and a lakefront sunrise sets the stage. Here in Milwaukee, every street leads to something worth savoring, a place that welcomes you with open arms and where joy is shared in bites, beats, and cheers. The Milwaukee Experience every Friday at 11 a.m. exclusively on The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The road to the championship ends here. The best of the best. The City Championship Gold Division. One game, one title, one team raising the trophy. After a season of battles, buzzer beaters, and unforgettable moments, it all comes down to this. Who's built for the pressure? Who's ready to make history? Listen live on 1017 The Truth and on the Truth app, your home for City Championship basketball.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yo, Dave, you get the sticks. Slim, get the bass. Yo, are you ready to kick it? Here we go.
Check 1, 2.
Turn them up.
Turn it up just a little bit.
Well, all right.
Slim, give me a little bit of bass.
What, you don't like the music in my playlist or something? If you could have seen the look on Zach's face. Hey, be judicious with that buzzer. Be judicious with that. Don't be hitting that buzzer. Ah! What's wrong with him? That's New Jack Swing. What's wrong with you? You didn't even know that genre of music, do you? New Jack Swing?
I thought that was the artist.
No, that's Guy. New Jack Swing is the music from the 80s.
Yeah, I can stay there.
What? He don't know what he's talking about. He don't know what he's talking about. Come on. Shaking my head. 833-212-1017 is the number. Curly Q said people say I'm unalived because social media will block the term suicide, homicide. It's a way to get around the filters. That's how it started. And that's where you should keep it, because it doesn't make any sense to me. That's just me, though. I'm just speaking for me. I'm just speaking for me. It don't make no sense. Unlived, unalived. SC said, I would have been terrified if I landed and saw that chaos in Mexico. Listen. Y'all better quit going to these countries that don't have no extradition treaties with America and don't have if you're not in a city that has a U.S. embassy, I would not go to that city. I don't go to France and then go out in the countryside somewhere. I don't do that. You go to France, you go to Paris. or go to another major city where there is a U.S. consulate. And first thing I do when I get off the plane, I find out where the hotel is, and I'm not gonna lie. Make sure the hotel that you're staying at is as close to the consulate as possible. So if something jump off, I'm heading for American territory. Hey, got my passport, U.S. citizen. I need some help. Can you help me? Help. I'm already in the system anyway, from Interpol on down. All you got to do is look up my name, take my fingerprint, boop. But what I'm not going to do is get caught on the street in Mexico City when all heck breaking loose. Could y'all have told somebody y'all was going to kill the Mexican guy? The what was his name? El Mencho? Could y'all have told somebody? Hey, just so you know. So we have this legislation. We have this stuff, right? So here's my question. And I guess I'm going to make this my poll question of the day. Should Black Americans carry passports? Yes or no? Because at some point, you're going to have to be able to choose that you're an American citizen. And my passport proves that I'm an American citizen. Not my birth certificate, because everybody get one of those, whether you legitimate or not, whether you're legal or not. Should Black people carry their passports? Because I say yes. If you don't have one, first of all, if you don't have a passport and you're an adult, there's a lot of things that you're going to miss. A lot of things. Essie said, I'm sending my son to Madrid next year doing my Googles now. Yep. Check where Madrid is. Check and see if they have a an office for the FBI over there. I'm pretty sure they do. With Interpol. Find all that stuff out. Look at the crime. How many times in the place that you stay? How many times have the police been there? You know, is it a good address? Oh, I'm going to get an Airbnb. It might be a drug house. And you sitting there chilling and somebody come knocking on your door? Hey, I got five. Can I? And then what? Hey, is Zach there? No, Zach lives here. No, I'm looking for Ken and Zach. They don't live here. No, they used to live here. When I was here before, they used to. Not getting into that. Carry your passport. Keep your passport with you at all times. Not in your bag. Not in your purse so it could get stolen on your person. Now, on a side note, I don't understand why women pay so much for clothes and have so little material. They make women's pants and some of them ain't got pockets. I'm like, what is that? Oh, they look cute. Yeah, but... Okay, now I'm back. So I think it's important, and we have a poll in the YouTube chat. By the way, you can stream and watch us live on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and you'll never miss a minute of a live show like this. Is that something that you would do? Carry a passport? Like, I have my passport ready, right? And so when I travel, I take my passport with me. And that way I don't have to bother with all the nonsense and all the, well, I don't know. Nope, here it is, right here, boop, passport. And I keep it on my person, not checked in my bag or checked in my luggage. I keep it on my person. That way, anything happens, you steal my wallet, I don't have any identification, I got my passport. And it counts. Now all you need to do is figure out who takes passports. No, I don't have a driver's license, I have a passport. Sorry, sir, we need your driver's license. What? So you can never win. Or you can always win. Just carry your passport. Do Black Americans need to carry their passports? Whether ICE is here or not, do Black people, should they carry their passport? It's in the YouTube chat. Because I want to know. I think it's important. 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, I want to talk about the N-word. And I want to talk about it in a way that was shown on international TV. And you tell me what we should do. Now with the final traffic check of the day on 101.7 The Truth, here's Debbie Lazaga.
Southbound on 41, we've got some backups from Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol Drive. Northbound backed up from Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. We've got southbound also slowing down right through the Zoo interchange all the way down to about Oklahoma Avenue. Eastbound 94 slowing from 92nd Street to about Hawley Road. Westbound slow from 27th to Mitchell Boulevard, and then west of Highway 100 all the way to Sunny Slope Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 19. Tomorrow, chance for afternoon light snow, a high of 38. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Injured at work, unable to work due to health problems, or denied veteran benefits you're entitled to? Last year, Tayback Law returned over $73 million in wrongfully denied VA and Social Security benefits to people in our communities. Tayback Law celebrates Black History Month by bringing its message to 101.7 The Truth. The team is thrilled to see Milwaukee achieve this exciting new outlet for speaking truth to power. And Tayback Law is always ready to fight for you. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Truth Nation, it's time once again to celebrate excellence, passion, and the power of community.
70 million people in the U.S. have learning and thinking differences, like ADHD and dyslexia. Each has their own story. This is ours. At first, I thought it was just a phase. Then schoolwork became a struggle. Emotions got bigger, and my kids started falling behind. I felt alone, like I was lost in the dark trying to find answers. Then I learned about Understood.org, a nonprofit empowering parents and kids like us. It was like we had a light to show us the path ahead. Whenever new challenges came up, their guidance helped us figure out our next step. We still have tough days, but now we have direction. And I have the tools and resources I need to help my child thrive. No matter where you are on the path, Understood can help you keep moving forward. Visit understood.org/yourpath today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad. And I feel very proud to be his son.
I was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Milwaukee Bucks got beat bad against the Toronto Raptors at home yesterday, 122-94. Doc Rivers after the game.
We got manhandled, bottom line. We just did. Probably have said that one other time this year, but I thought their physicality completely took us out of the game.
They're back at it tomorrow against the Miami Heat at the Pfizer at 7. Brewers went 0-2 this weekend in spring training against the Guardians and White Sox. They're back at it again against the Padres today. In college hoops, UW-Madison beat their rivals, the Iowa Hawkeyes, 84-71. They play Oregon next on Wednesday at 10 p.m. Marquette is in Georgetown on Tuesday with tip-off at 6. UWM lost to the Oakland Grizzlies 81-70.
Bounce it for Kone inside. He's held. He shoots. He scores and won.
Their final game of the season is on Wednesday against Youngstown State. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown team's member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Should black Americans carry their passports? 67% said yes, 33% said no. I can't think of a reason why you shouldn't keep your passport with you. I don't know if you heard about the N-word heard around the world. So I don't know if you heard about the racial slur incident that targeted Michael B. Jordan. And yeah, it was kind of weird. So I don't know if you heard. Did you hear? Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were at the BAFTA Awards on Sunday. And so John Davidson, 54, who first began experiencing symptoms of Tourette's, which causes involuntary verbiage and physical tics at age 12, attended the award ceremony in London yesterday in support of the award-winning film Swear, based on his own life and experiences with the condition. And he shouted, "Niggers!" to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo as they presented awards for the best visual effects. Several outbursts were heard from the audience throughout the ceremony. It's infuriating that the first reaction wasn't complete and full-throated apologies to Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan. That's what Wendell Pierce said on X. So Tourette's activist John Davidson yells "nigger" while Jordan and Lindo were on stage. Pierce says that a full-throated, complete apology should have been issued to the center's stars. BBC said, "We apologize that this was not edited out prior to broadcast, and it will now be removed from the version on BBC iPlayer." So it's already in delay because it's a live show. Couldn't you just beep it out? Nope, they didn't do that. Now, here's my question to you. The guy has Tourette's. It's a disease. So we understand it was not intentional. But nigger had to be somewhere in your head and in your vocabulary for Tourette's to pull it up and put it out. So if a comment isn't intentional, but it's hurtful, do you still apologize? 833-212-1017. Does Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan deserve a full on-TV apology from the British Broadcasting Corporation? And if they don't get it, what should they do? Because it's time out. This can't keep happening. And then, from what I understand, the host just went on going on like nothing never happened. Didn't apologize for it. Didn't say, "Hey, you know what? That was uncalled for, but we understand he has Tourette's." So, but is that a reason to not get mad? Eight 833-212-1017 is the number. What would you do? Should they get an apology? Should they actually get an apology for some numbskull, lame brain? Well, you can't say that because they have a disability. The host, Alan Cummings, had comments to the audience that were basically nothing. Just kind of blew it off and blew it over like it was no big deal. Yeah, we're going to keep going. We're going to be commercial. Somebody asked Jamie Foxx what he thought about it, and he said, nah, he meant that ish. He said, unacceptable. Production designer Hannah Belcher from Sinners said, I keep trying to write about what happened at BAFTAs, and I can't find the words. The situation is almost impossible. But it happened 3 times that night, and one of the 3 times was directed at myself on the way to dinner after the show. After Davidson shouted the slur word, Cumming, the host, addressed the audience, noting that I swear addressed the type of involuntary outbursts that audience members heard. He said, you may have noticed some strong language in the background. This is what Cummings said per Variety magazine. This can be part of how Tourette syndrome shows up for some people as the film explores that experience. Thanks for your understanding and helping create a respectful space for everyone. It's actually respectful to call me a nigger on international TV, on the British Broadcasting Channel? Why, are you kidding me? Maybe I missed something. Miss C, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
How you doing? I mean, you know, sometimes they be so upset and so mad and at the creativity of black men, they just can't even stand themselves. They have to say something nutty and crazy. And
well, he has Tourette's.
Totally wrong.
He has Tourette's syndrome. And so when you have Tourette's syndrome, you blurt out really obscene things, and that's the whole point, like the most derogatory things that you have heard or think or thought, and it's involuntary. But nobody apologized.
Well, you know, because they don't care, you know.
Well, I don't know why they didn't apologize.
We don't count. We don't matter. We don't have no, you know.
I don't know if we're going to go that far. You're reading a lot into some reason why somebody did.
That's sometimes how people think, you know. But anyway, I wanted to comment on something earlier that you were talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
In regards to Black History Month and people's creative abilities and how they feel about, you know, Black history. I feel that, you know, there should be, when it comes to Black history, some motivation, you know, some inner pride, you know, some inner strength, inner mobility, something that you can, you know, see that comes from yourself, from within, for you to do. You were talking about, you know, like writing books and, you know, creating something that will last beyond your lifetime. And I think that's a relevant thing, you know, that we should do, because I'm your age. And actually, I'm, you know, just now starting to kind of look into writing books. It just came to me, actually. So, you know, I think that's a pivotal point. I think that's really, really, you know, something that we should do is find out where we are when we, you know, can develop some new talents and new skills and new, you know.
But that should be every day.
Interactive.
That should be every day. That should be every day, every year. So when you're going to write your book?
You know, I've done other things, but I'm just saying this is just a new venture. You see what I mean?
Okay, so when you're going to write? When you going to start?
I have it. I'm going to bring you one. I'm going to bring you one down there. I'll let you know when.
So what it's about?
Blackness, poetry.
So it's about poetry. This is, okay.
Yeah. It's Black poetry.
All right.
It's about what we've gone through, you know, and stuff like that. There's a prayer in there, some other things in there, you know, but the majority of it is poetry.
So did you publish it?
I just told you I'm going to bring you one this week. Is that okay with you? I'm going to drop it off down there.
Is that a yes or no? Is it published?
Leave it at the front desk. Let somebody grab it when you...
you going to answer my question?
Time you get on.
You going to answer my question? Is it published? Is it published?
Hello?
Hello? Is it published?
What you think?
Is it published?
Are you there?
Hello? Yes, I am. Is it published?
Yeah. It's published, sir.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
There you go. See?
It's copywritten and everything.
Why was that so hard to answer?
Yeah.
Why was that so hard to answer?
Yeah. Okay, I told you that I was going to bring you one.
But that doesn't mean that it's published. I don't read anybody's books unless they're copywritten. Don't holler at me. You holler at me, Miss C. Why say I didn't do nothing to you?
I'm not hollering. I'm just talking. Sorry. But anyway, yeah. So I just wanted to just, you know, reiterate that.
Do that. Because I'm starting back my Black Book Thursday. And so bring it. We'll look at it. Maybe we can slot it in and see if we can read it on a Thursday and talk about it. Okay.
I said I'm going to drop it off. I didn't say I was coming on your show.
I didn't invite you on my show.
I want you to elaborate on your
See
show.
how she threw that in there?
Thursday.
You didn't invite me on my show. Okay. Thank you, Miss C. I appreciate you. Make sure you drop it off because I want to read it and slide it to talk about it. Okay?
Sure will. God bless.
God bless. Yeah, I want to read it. Yeah, I love poetry anyway, so absolutely. Like she just gonna come on my show. I'm coming on your show. Move. It's like move. Come on, and that'd be fine. But she says she wasn't coming on, and that's great. I'll just read it, and we'll talk about it, and you can chop it up. And before we do it, we'll always talk about the book, and we'll talk about where you can get it from. We'll maybe start on Monday. And then you'll be able to order it and have it by Thursday or maybe the week prior, something like that. So, Zach, should I do it the first week of March or the second week of March? And then we could take the first week so people can order the book and then I'll have it the second Thursday.
Yeah, the first week.
First week? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So that means as soon as I come back Monday, I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe I'll choose one between now and tomorrow. You know what? I think I have the perfect book. I have to see if the person might be available. I think I might have the book. Yep, I think that might work. What would you do? Somebody with Tourette's calls you out of your name. See, Zach is too forgiving. He's like, well, you just forgive him and you can, but brother, we just all understand you got Tourette's, but you don't.
People with Tourette's.
Look, I got Tourette's, but don't call me that name again. Yeah, talk trash if you want to. Call me out my name again. And people get into fighting and all that for no reason because the person cannot control it. So if it's not intentional, do you look for somebody to give you an apology? Crystal said in other cities, local law enforcement stood up for citizens. In what way? Let me tell you what they didn't do. They did not stop another law enforcement officer in the performance of their duties and try to stop them. I'm telling you that is going to start a civil war. And that is not something you want. It sounds cute, Crystal. I know you think that's great. I don't know if you've worked in law enforcement before, but I've done it for about 30 years. That is not cool. And there's a way to be there so that you can say something about something somebody does, but you will never, ever, 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 ever interfere in the arrest by a law enforcement officer on duty because you yourself will be arrested. And I'm pretty sure the U.S. attorney will charge you with interfering with an arrest. I can guarantee it. That's not a good thing to do. I know it sounds cute. And I know you hate ICE. That's okay. But there's some things that are sacrosanct. You can't do it. No matter how much you don't like it, no matter how much, you can't. So, I'm just saying. Randy said if that would have been a sexual reference towards women, all hell would have broke loose. He would have had to exit the building. That's true. That's true. I believe that's true. But we don't know because he didn't use that. He used that. Crystal said, oh, please, do you know how often I hear sexually charged words from men who do not have Tourette syndrome? Why do you have to bring up women? Women hater? How you get women hater out of that? What? You see how sensitive? You can't say anything. You can't say anything or else you get accused automatically. Wow. Interesting. That's weird. If you know you got something like Tourette's, would you think you would prep yourself prior to going out in public? You can't. It's Tourette's. It's uncontrollable. Like, you can't. Now, here's what I would have done if I was the BBC. And because we're looking at his particular documentary about him, I would have put on stage, I would have given everybody, hey, everybody, before they read their story, you need to read this release. Just so you know, we do have persons in the audience who are suffering from Tourette syndrome. Please excuse any inappropriate outbursts or statements and charge it to the syndrome, the disease, whatever. And that would have been that. But then it happened, there's an outburst, there's 3 of them, and you don't say a word. So evidently, this person don't like black people. Because it only happened to black people. So I'm just saying. And if that's how you are, okay. But don't pretend like, well, that's what the movie's about. Nah, calling me the N-word is not what the movie's about. I'm just saying. So, 833-212-1017 is the number. You got a few more minutes to answer the poll. Should black Americans carry their passports or not? Because, all this ICE stuff that's going on in the city. Me personally, Crystal said, what's weird is Randy needed to bring up women. What are you telling people can't bring up women? Are you that sensitive, Crystal? Are you serious? He was just using it as a sexual reference, like men versus women. Well, you're kind of, proving his point. I'm just saying. Every child deserves a school that sees their brilliance, a place that believes in who they are and who they can be. At Milwaukee College Prep, we set the bar high with strong character, high expectations, and academic excellence starting as early as age 3. MCP scholars continue to outperform their peers across Milwaukee because we believe that every child can achieve greatness. And the best part, it's tuition free. If you're looking for a school that partners with you, challenges your child, and prepares them for college and beyond, visit MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com because Milwaukee College Prep is where brilliance begins.
Half of American parents cannot afford diapers. Hi, this is WTMJ's Kristen Bry. This spring, WTMJ and the Milwaukee Diaper Mission are teaming up to change that. Join me for WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies, where we will raise funds for Milwaukee Diaper Mission. Register to bowl with us on March 7th at Village Bowl in Menominee Falls. Registration is now open. Go to WTMJCares.com to sign up. Act quickly, teams will fill up fast. It's WTMJ Cares Bowling for Babies to help the Milwaukee Diaper Mission.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your families tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Prizes, exclusive experiences, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting truthcontests.com. That's truthcontests.com.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Serious truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
All right. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Should black Americans carry their passports? 62% said yes. And 38% says no. Randy said, would you hang out with a person with Tourette's? No. Make sure you listen, because tomorrow, Truth in the Afternoon with me, Dr. Ken Harris, the Black History Month, Dr. Ken's Trivia. It's not just questions, it's culture. Facts they don't teach you and stories that matter. We'll test what you know tomorrow during my show. Make sure you bring your brain with you. That's tomorrow between 4 and 6. See contest rules at goodkarmabrands.com. Truth Unfiltered is going to be following up, and then we'll go into the Tori Lowe Show. I want to say thank you for being here. Love all y'all, even though Crystal beat me up today. Love all y'all. I'm kidding. Hey, God bless. Take care. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate you. Have a great evening. Remember this. I'm out.
Be quiet.